right, I'll start off saying you're almost 2.5 minutes over, so you would have been cut off before you would have gotten to any of the revenue stuff.
So one idea in terms of structure that will help you save time is I wouldn't break the personas after and then also have like Mert's introduction before of how the user is. Figure out some way to slam that together up front, because you need to really level set with the audience that we're about a community that's a dorm or a campus and sharing among the students and why those students' needs are special from the persona. And then that's enough kind of background setup for the demo. And then after the demo, then I would come back and say, okay, here's what the market looks like and what our rollout strategy is to reach those universities and students.
So like the market opportunity, and so not really show the personas like we did, you're saying?
But personas aren't really marketing things. They're things for helping develop. So you need a persona enough to motivate your demo, and you kind of did that. You could have been fleshed out a little bit more, but you kind of did that.
And you don't need to recap it again.
And personas don't actually give you a market size. It's really more students are a market, but not Kevin.
So show the market opportunity more than, because the persona was kind of shown.
Right.
But I think we do need to show the business side, the local the businesses which are going to be the advertising.
Yeah, you want to say what.
Yeah, that's like I figured out. I was like, where do they get the $100 advertising? But I looked up, the daily advertising rate is it's $500 for a full page.
Yeah.
And the daily, so $150 a month is really not that unreasonable for something that might be more targeted and get more information. But I do think, not everybody's going to Google the Daily Northwestern advertising rates while you're presenting.
We should say that as well.
Just some benchmark, like why $150 not $5, and how do you target it? I mean, because it's interesting based on what you're doing. I mean, you can do an AdWords like thing where you could target textbooks and get a much better lead generation than you would even in a full page ad in the daily.
So that's a compelling vision.
And that's a really compelling piece of the vision, I think.
Right, using the type of behavior and data going on. So possibly we can move the college student persona into the demo in a way, like just let it explain and then say the business is done or customer.
The other thing is, I think with the initial rollouts in the dorms, you make clear that you can get the initial student adoption. It isn't clear to me how you get the initial advertiser adoption. So kind of how you bootstrap that part of the cycle.
So more of a strategy of how we're going to acquire the
advertisers. So I think back to the Grubhub presentation where he talked about, they just loaded the menus of the people in the area they were going to target for users initially. And you have to solicit the advertisers in some way.
Yeah. Okay. Great. So we'll definitely allude to that.
Have you talked with the advertisers? That was also a piece. Have you talked with any
We
merchants?
definitely can't get in this week. We can't get one live ad on the site.
Because one of the things you're strong and you're clear in your presentation is you've actually got some people using this, and we put it out in a couple of places. Anything you can say about that by next week?
Yeah.
Better in terms of any kind of traffic and feedback. So that's one of the things is we've been pushing on a couple of the teams to say, to the extent people have actually tried using it, what have they indicated so far?
Like, what have you seen with how the dorms use it? I know you've shared some stuff before in class about what you've seen, but...
Yeah, some of those points you guys shared, it was really compelling in the last check-in. You should incorporate them here, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. So instead of the persona, we can have more of a insights, like the current insights.
But you don't have to do, we've had a team that's done insights, and we've had, the best way to do it is incorporate the insights to really drive home and make compelling the points you're already making.
Right.
So when we were at Greenhouse, this is what
would you say that comes in when in our lunch, in our the builds, grow, scale in the. So we've launched it in
Depends what you got out of it.
It depends. You could do it earlier. For instance, did you pick sharing a linear algebra textbook because that's something you've seen that people are trying to find a textbook or a tutor or an object? Because if you pick an object that's being used by your beta customers, you can say that. You can say, hey, what we've seen in rolling it out at Greenhouse is people use this to find a textbook before the midterm where they need to read a chapter. So, I have a midterm tomorrow, and so in linear algebra, and so I want to find that. That's a way to incorporate the customer insight into the overall pitch.
Yeah, right after the demo, I think we can touch on that. I think we did just mention some of the items that are up there, but actually getting into what some of the behaviors have been. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Would you say I start off as hypothetical and I say, oh, by the way, that actually was a real item? Do you think that's more powerful? So, or should I start off as...
Either way. Either ways, makes the point equally well.
In terms of what I thought your demo went pretty smoothly, and you got into it pretty quickly, which is good. I thought since you made a point about the kicker is there's an inventory that once people start loaning things, people can sort of find already that's out there. That really would have helped if when you came and you said, my stuff, and you did a search, I didn't get to see, at least in mock-up, an inventory. And you would say, these are things people have loaned in the past. Unfortunately, I don't see a linear algebra book in there. So you kind of just, it's almost like I search for, somebody says, I'll offer that, as opposed to, I didn't get the inventory feel. Then when later you go in and say things like, as I'm loaning this, I'll say, make this part of the permanent inventory. Then it's obvious where it's going to. So I didn't get that inventory feel. And yet, since you made it a selling point, you want to make it clear the inventory is not just something, it's something that's there, you see it, but then you can filter it, and then you have to want. That's the only thing I would change probably in the demo part. The other thing that, and your competitors, when you're doing your, it confused me that it was a very sparse slide. I got these quadrant, and then I got one thing here and one thing here, and then I go to another slide with 2 new dimensions and one thing here and one thing here.
Yeah, make it one-dimensional slide.
One dimensional, even if it's like 3-dimensional on it, and put
several. Don't go 3-dimensional. That would be. But
they had more than one. They had 3 dimensions.
And I would say your 2 slides is a good draft for what that will be. But
combine them into something.
And sort of say they're here, they're here,
It's like doing a design concept. Just do a couple of different design concepts for how you reposition those 3 ones.
And you really want to see one slide, and here's the neighborhood. And we're here.
You can animate them showing up on the 2 axes, you know.
Yeah.
So 2 show up first, then 2 show up second. You make your point that's the same axis.
Yeah. Okay.
And
but just keep it on one axis.
You're missing 2 key alternatives. One is Facebook, and one is texting. SMS. So those are people post on Facebook when they're looking for stuff right now, and you guys didn't talk about that one at all. And second of all, people, a lot of times people text about this stuff. What's wrong, not that you need to spend a lot of time, but you showed scenarios, but you showed live email, listservs, and other things don't work. But there's a few others that are also relative that you either need to show up front in your scenario or when you present that graph.
So. The other thing you might want to check out is within the last 10 days, I think, there's an article in either the New York Times or Chicago Tribune, one of the 2, about one of the founders of OpenTable that lives in Chicago that has started a site somewhat similar to this, targeted at a different audience, Exactly, that one.
As of yesterday, the website wasn't live, so we were on that. It was actually.
Yeah, but you got to mention that. You know that before the advisory board mentioned it.
Pitched it at the co-op conference last week.
Yeah, he also pitched that here.
All right, let's cut off now.
Only other things on financial model guys, too much detail on assumptions, but not enough on ROI or if there's an ask, what the ask is.
Well, and I would say, for instance, ditch the hockey stick revenue and EBITDA slide and show the drivers of the revenue and EBITDA. We start rolling out with 3 campuses, which we think gets us N students, which we think gets us, Y advertisers. That's more useful, is to kind of understand the formula that drives the assumptions.
Yeah, I think it's okay. We can combine into that one slide or something, and show more of the drivers, and then discuss the drivers. And
it'd be great if you could show a screenshot during the demo, even though you don't have that functionality, to show how the advertisers actually fit into the site in any way, because they don't. You don't talk about business model up front. You do the demo. It doesn't. You try to show a cash transaction, but the demo didn't work, so you guys went to a free transaction, and then you introduce advertisers. You could show, you previously talked about how an advertiser can engage around this in terms of and you want that's a compelling piece that's missing.
I really like this idea of kind of AdWords for campuses. That's compelling. That's in some sense that's better than the eBay or Craigslist business model. So
I think
AdWords for campuses. Do you think? I think we should incorporate that.
He only wants 5% royalty on it.
Yeah. TM.
Something we're gonna do is have a screenshot to share on it and have show how an advertisement would be placed.
Yeah, you could show where the advertisement's placed, or you could even mock up what the screen is to buy the AdWord.
Yeah.
To buy the work.
Just something along those lines that connect
textbook.
To connect the user into the business model.
Textbook, period of time.
We really
have
to
You can do a screen that sort of help the presenter see, oh, I see where there's money there.
And they're already getting their advertising out.
Yeah.
At one point in your presentation, somebody said, share, buy, or borrow. And I thought those 3 words were really powerful and effective. and they, to me, kind of hint at a deeper business model
Yeah.
behind just sharing, you know?
Share,
So-
buy, or borrow.
Yeah.
I think I said that.
Yeah.
I'll make sure I say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, say big buy. But yeah, no, that's a great idea. Actually, I like the AdWords for campus.
Got you.
So yeah, like the share, buy, or borrow, that might be, you might be, share on it, buy on it.
I mean, that hits me more than sharing is caring, you know? In terms of a
Caring
business.
is
I think we'll end with
Guys, we
share.
got it. We're running late.
Thank you.
Let's go more down.
We are running,
Are
are we running a whole team late?
Mm-hmm.
We are running a whole team
Like
late.
2 minutes?
If you guys want to come back in 10 minutes, you can hang out or you can come back.
Yeah.
Depends what you
I
want.
even warned we might run late.